Hello students, I'm Javian Nehal Mittal and today I'm going to teach you about nervous shock. So if you talk medically nervous shock is means a circulatory failure marked by a sudden fall of blood pressure and which results in pallor, sweating fast pulse and sometimes complete collapse also. So this causes include disease, injury and psychological trauma. In shock, the blood pressure falls below that necessary to supply the tissues of the body, especially brain. So, under the English law of tort, the same is defined as nervous shock or injury inflicted upon a person by intentional or negligent actions or omissions of another. So, when one person causes nervous shock to another person with intention to do so or by some negligent act or by omission, then it is a nervous shock. So it must often apply to psychiatric disorders triggered by witnessing an accident, for example an injury caused to one parent or spouse. Although the term nervous shock has been described as inaccurate and misleading, and it continues to be applied as a useful abbreviation for a complex concept. So, tort law protects the interest of the individual and adjudicates private wrongs. It is judicial proceeding developed through case law in which the rules of evidence apply. So, fault or negligence is an important issue in tort law, and tort law is fault oriented. So, tort law deals with civil wrong for which the law provides compensation. It protects equity between individuals by providing compensation for damages so that the status quo that existed prior to the harm can be re-established between the parties. So the rationale behind the law of nervous shock is that the body is controlled by its nervous system, and if by reason of an acute shock to the nervous system the activities of the body are impaired and as a consequence is prevented from functioning normally, there is a clear bodily injury. So, it is important to note that the cause of nervous shock itself is not enough to make it an actionable tort. Some injury or illness must take place as a result of emotional disturbance, fear, or sorrow. In order for a claimant to receive damages from nervous shock due to the negligence of the defendant, they must prove all the elements of the tort of negligence. The first is a duty of care exists. Second is there is a breach in that duty. Third, the causal link between the breach and shock. Fourth, shock was not too remote a consequence. So, this is all about nervous shock. That's all. Thank you so much.